If you're the type of person who brings an assault rifle to a peaceful protest, you're probably the type of person who shouldn't have one. Just to be clear, I'm a gun owner and a veteran. I also have an AR. I am not against responsible ownership of firearms. I am against stupid losers who use them as adornments. The cops didn't assault the protesters with assault rifles. Just saying, isn't the entire point of the Second Amendment to give the people the ability to overthrow an unjust government? For a point of clarification, the AR in AR-15 does not stand for assault rifle, it stands for Armalite, manufacturer, rifle. Additionally, the definition of assault rifle is hotly contested and is usually rather ambiguous. Typically, the definition generally does require that the firearm in question uses intermediate cartridges, basically using typical rounds with brass casing, enclosed powder, and a bullet, more or less not a muzzle loader. Detachable magazine, the container on the firearm that hold the bullets and feeds them into the chamber to be fired, is removable. This does not include belt-fed. Selective fire, ability to swap between single/semi-automatic and full auto or burst. There needs to be the option for multiple firing modes. Other definitions include a stipulation of the firearm being designed for military usage. The typical AR-15 does not have a select fire option. Almost all AR-15s are semi-automatic only. In most cases, it is not legal for a civilian to own an AR-15 that is capable of selective fire or even just fully automatic fire. There is a process that can be followed to purchase such a firearm legally, but it is expensive, difficult, and requires a significant amount of governmental approval and investigation. Edit, formatting. I don't know a single veteran, myself included, that has ever referred to an AR as an assault rifle. If you're the type of person who brings an assault rifle to a protest, you're probably on the SWAT/riot squad. Assault rifles are illegal to carry in all 50 states by civilians. Semi-auto rifles, on the other hand, are not. Thousands of guns at a protest, yet nobody was shot. Maybe that's their point. LMAO. I don't have a problem with people having guns, I have a problem with idiots having guns. Edit, stepped on some toes there, didn't I? To play devil's advocate. People have a right to protest, and it's their choice to exercise that right. Additionally, if it is legal for that person to carry their legally owned firearm in the place they are protesting, then they have a legal right to do so if they please. My larger point is that legally carrying a firearm at a legal protest can aid in keeping the protest peaceful. The protest is only peaceful so long as all of the participants in the event act peacefully. That includes the protesters, law enforcement, bystanders, and counter-protesters. For larger protests, law enforcement will show up and keep the peace. They often carry at least one firearm as a means to enforce this. If a legal and responsible gun owner chooses to carry their legally owned firearm at a protest for the purposes of security and keeping the peace, how is that any different than an agent of the government doing the same? Additionally, multiple parties, police, protester, bystander, etc., having a firearm also keeps the other groups in check. People will naturally choose to de-escalate any conflicts that would otherwise turn violent due to the presence of a firearm. Lastly, the whole point of the Second Amendment, and why it's the Second Amendment and not the 8th or 14th or 24th, is because it goes hand in hand with the First Amendment. The Founding Fathers believed that the power in government should belong to the people, not some centralized power. They believed that the people had the right to hold their government accountable. The First Amendment gave people a voice, an ability to stand up for themselves, and an ability to call out the government for any injustice they are feeling, amongst other protections. The Second Amendment gave the people the ability to back that up. The Third and Fourth Amendment also aid in empowering the people should the need come to stop a tyrannical government. Saying that a person who brings a firearm to a peaceful protest shouldn't have said firearm flies in the face of why the people were granted the right in the first place. So long as the person is acting lawfully, I see no issue with this and believe that they are acting constitutionally and exercising their right as it was originally intended. Calls AR-15 an assault rifle. I'm a vet. X to doubt. Edit, Op Stealth edited his comment because too many people called him out for it. Gun owner. Calling AR-15 an assault rifle. I'm a gun owner. I already can't take you seriously as a gun owner. If they are peacefully protesting, then I don't see what the big deal is. They're exercising their rights. Also, the government is a lot less likely to harass and arrest you for peacefully protesting if you're armed. Why protesting against government tyranny? It's literally the point of the Second Amendment. Lately, I've seen many unpopular posts that aren't popular at all. In r/pics, r/politics, and pretty much everywhere else, this sentiment will be shared. My issue with this, however, is that you call the protesters with the guns losers, but you also admit to be a veteran, so I can't help but cringe at this hypocrisy. I don't know, I'm torn on that one. I can totally see your point, and if it were regarding another issue I'd be totally on board. But it is in fact our right to own firearms, and one of the key methods used to gain sympathy for gun control is to instill fear. Gun ownership used to be a very public thing. It was very common to see guns in the back window of pickup trucks. As the years have gone by, they told us we still had the right to own guns, but you're better off keeping them out of view. There was a fear built around them and kind of a culture that says you can own one, but we don't want to see it. To the point now where our rights are in danger and the mere mention of the word gun has become taboo. I could be wrong, but I don't know of any shootings that have happened during these protests. Gun deaths have gone down over the years, and the attack on our rights has gone way up. https://www. Washington Post. com/news/wonk/wp/2015/12/03/ We've had a massive decline in gun violence in the United States. Hey race y/. For me, we are talking about a right here, not a privilege like driving.